Hi there, how's the bath going?
Fine. It's a little hot, but it feels good.
Number 20, Spopovich vs. Videl. Despite her lineage, Mr. Satan's daughter couldn't repeat his World Tournament win. Although, given who she was up against, Videl should just be thankful she walked away with her life.
Who is this guy?
Sure, there'd been brutal Dragon Ball fights before, but there's a big difference between smacking around Super Saiyans and doing the same to a teenage girl. Each blow hurts even worse because Videl herself stubbornly refused to give up.
No, I will never give up, never!
Instead, she stayed in the ring until Spopovich knocked her completely unconscious. It earned her a bit of pride, but at the cost of suffering one of the most wince-inducing beatdowns the series had ever seen. Number 19, Yamcha the Peeper. Searching for the Dragon Balls is bound to bring out the worst in some people. But in Yamcha's defense, he didn't even mean to spy on Bulma. His operation to rob them blind just so happened to lead him to their bathroom, which, as luck would have it, Bulma was currently bathing in.
Okay, she's right above us.
Master, can you see if the other two are with her?
It's a blush-worthy moment no matter how you cut it, especially since at this point in the series, Bulma is just 16 years old.
I hate turning into a bowl of mush every time I see a girl!
It's not your fault!
Although given that Yamcha mistakes some of her body parts for Dragon Balls later that night, unintentional peeping is the least of his crimes. Number 18, Ranfan's Striptease. Dragon Ball is known for having some of the most creative fight choreography in the genre, but during some battles, its lewd tendencies come out to play too. Like in Ranfan's case.
You're so brave.
Don't you make a mockery of me!
Her name is a Japanese pun for lingerie, so it shouldn't come as a shock that she flaunts her stuff in the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament. The only issue is she doesn't stop there. Once Ranfan realizes Nam is out of her league, she preys upon his masculine desires by stripping in the middle of their match.
Oh, baby! How fresh! How beautiful! How scantily clad!
It completely changes her character from a thrifty martial artist into a walking, talking sex symbol, for better and for worse. Number 17, Cell loses his lunch. Even children know that, when it comes to food, what goes in must also come out. But no one expected that to apply to androids too. On his quest for perfection, Cell disturbingly swallowed up Android 17 and 18 through his tail. But after Gohan delivered one hell of a gut punch, the cybernetic fiend ended up regurgitating his last meal.
You're not a boy. You're a monster!
As if watching him digest it the first time wasn't bad enough, seeing him spit 18 back out is somehow much worse. Admittedly, Cell's comeuppance was long overdue, but even still, most queasy fans probably could have done without this scene.
Now that Gohan has freed Android 18 from the belly of the beast, Cell's power is fading fast.
Number 16, Punch to the Crotch. After years of beam struggles, martial arts flurries, and superpowered transformations, Android 13 dared to strike Goku in the one place he'd never been hurt before, his privates. The below-the-belt hit goes by pretty fast, but rest assured, it leaves quite the impact. Particularly because it wasn't an accident. Android 13 makes sure to grab Goku's foot first, which means he wasn't holding back on that punch. Considering this is a robot that can shatter buildings at will, this blow couldn't have felt very nice.
Don't die, Kakarot, you're mine!
Goku's quite literally been to hell and back, but odds are, this moment still haunts him the most. Number 15, Roshi's tournament track record. With the fate of the universe on the line, the busty Koei tried every tactic in the book, including seducing her way to victory.
Her move is seduction?
Unfortunately, she didn't expect her strategy to work so well on Master Roshi. The turtle hermit is so accustomed to suppressing his manly desires that he immediately broke free of her alluring spell. Then, long story short, Koei ended up warming a seat on the bench. Not because Roshi knocked her out, but because she got scared he'd be too handsy with her. You know it's bad when Koei would rather let their universe perish than continue sharing the battlefield with Master Roshi.
Whoa, that was close.
Number 14, Murder of ChiChi and Goten. Zamasu's zero mortal plan spared no one, including women and children. So after the fallen Kai stole Goku's body, his first order of business was mercilessly slaughtering his family.
After I struck you down in front of your wife and child, it was time to finish the cleansing.
In the end, all ChiChi could do was grab their son and try to run for it. Unfortunately, she didn't make it very far before she and Goten were put 6 feet deep. It's easily one of the most haunting moments in all of Super, if not Dragon Ball as a whole. The worst part though, is that ChiChi and Goten were killed by someone who looks like Goku. After that, the Saiyan's rage is completely deserved.
And now it's time to pass!
Number 13, General Blue's type. The Red Ribbon Army have always been a rather colourful bunch, but not just because of their naming scheme. But somehow General Blue always takes the cake, and this moment is no different. He's chasing Goku, his car just broke down, and yet he still finds time to flirt with the small child who helps him.
Such a kind and thoughtful boy. He reminds me of Samuel, my little brother. Can it be that I found you after all these years? I've missed you, little one.
Blue even calls the kid his type, and then tries to not so subtly ask him out on a date. Even for a villain as outrageous as General Blue, the implication here is simply too much to ignore. It's probably for the best that the English dub ended up censoring this scene. Number 12, Roshis Training. To become one of the Turtle Hermit's prized pupils, you need natural talent, plenty of work ethic, and a cute girl to offer up. That's right, instead of Zenny, Roshi gets paid in scantily clad ladies.
Okay, but what's a gal?
A girl! A fun girl I can go on a date with!
Oh, that's kinda weird.
Initially, Goku struggles to find the right, funds to enroll with. The jokes that follow haven't all aged particularly well. At the very least, Goku and Krillin learned a lot of great martial arts from Roshi. It's just a shame they had to indulge in the old geezer's inappropriate ways to get there. Although, the fact that Roshi ends up with the temperamental launch as a roommate is pitch-perfect karma.
Wanna dress me like a doll?
Well then please don't forget the accessory machine gun!
Number 11, Paty Crotches. As a kid, Goku wasn't exactly what you'd call socially aware, and it manifested in a few objectionable habits. Most notably, he determined someone's gender by giving their private parts a quick pat down.
What? It's your balls, Bulma! They're gone!
What? You're kidding me! How?
It starts off as an innocent one-off gag, but his quirk soon escalates into something more, especially since Goku does it just about every single time he meets someone new, even if they're elderly.
So you're a girl, aren't you?
Huh? What a randy boy.
Are you crazy? Please stop doing that! Ugh!
The only silver lining is that since Goku's just a goofy kid at this point, there isn't anything nefarious about it. It's just a good thing he grew out of it before his pat-downs went from charming to perverse. Number 10, The Dead Puppy.
I'm gonna do everything I ever wanted to do. Like murder.
You can blow up planets, wipe out civilizations, even kill the farmer with a shotgun, but to take out such a precious pup, that's a step too far. Mainly a vehicle to show that the once monstrous entity of Martian Boo is capable of change, this fluffy companion became collateral damage when a crazed gunman unloaded a whole armory on Boo's home. While the puppy would ultimately be revived, the sight of Mr. Satan holding its lifeless body was one of the darker moments in the series canon. No androids or aliens, just evil humans shooting an innocent dog. Number 9, offering Bulma to old Kai. Goku can be a sneaky bastard when he wants to be.
After all, the Earth has some very beautiful women on it.
In order to get the old Kai's aid in the fight against Majin Buu, Goku strikes a deal that promises he gets to kiss a beautiful woman in return. So naturally, he offers up both Gohan's girlfriend and Vegeta's wife.
The one you get to kiss.
It's hard to say if Goku really had a grasp of what he was doing here or not, only that we're pretty sure Videl and Bulma would take major umbrage with being offered up as prizes without consent. Kind of a miracle that Vegeta didn't Big Bang attack his face off for this little stunt.
Let him kiss your woman!
But she's not near as pretty as Bulma is, see?
Number 8, teleporting into Bulma's room. While this scene does make for a nice callback to some of that old school DB comedy that we all miss, it also has echoes of all the times Bulma unwittingly ended up in some rather awkward situations.
Oh, hey, Bulma.
With his instant transmission technique now going haywire, Goku accidentally lands in Bulma's room, just as she comes out of the shower. He might have been able to talk his way out of it if he hadn't decided to make a certain comment about Bulma's wayward chest.
Look, I wouldn't come here just to see her boobies. Yours are too saggy now.
No blow, man.
What's wrong with you?
Number 7, Goku's first girl. On the one hand, this entire interaction is perfectly fitting with young Goku's character. He's an alien, he's an isolated child, and he has never encountered a female human before, so naturally, he's gonna be curious about her lack of tail and other distinguishing features.
Shame on you!
And yet, there's still no getting around that Goku snooping around Bulma's lower regions does get a little uncomfortable to watch, especially when he gets all handsy.
What do I care about seeing your dirty old fanny?
Thank God Gohan was raised differently.
Strange. It feels like there's nothing there.
Number 6, Russian Roulettes. Guns are certainly a thing in Dragon Ball, often used by the poor fools about to get wasted by one of the main characters.
I've got something to show you, and it's my gun.
And while they've never spelled doom for a Saiyan, watching someone play a game of Russian roulette and lose makes for a rather unusual viewing experience, especially if you're one of the 90s kids just trying to watch some anime.
I haven't lost a game yet. You just use one bullet.
We get that it's supposed to be a gag, but come on, challenging Goku to a game of chance before blowing your brains out? This was the weirdest and most disturbing side quest we've ever seen Goku tackle.
Bang, you're off to the races.
Number 5, Motorboating 18. Roshi really must have a death wish. He's so dedicated to his perverted ways that he'd happily incur the wrath of an android just for the chance to cop a feel.
When I hit something soft and fit in the wall!
And he does. Seeking his chance with a now reformed Android 18, the Turtle Hermit goes all in. Hope it was worth it since grabbing a feel of 18's bountiful CPU rewards him with a broken neck and a blow that sends him flying into the side of the ship.
Let go!
Come on, man, even a daughter was in the room.
Please, I'm sorry, I can't help it!
Number 4, Oolong becomes Bulma. After all the crap they've pulled, it really is a miracle that Vegeta hasn't at least turned Oolong into a pork roast by now.
Okay, have it your way, piggy.
All right, I'll do it.
With just as much of a perverted streak as Roshi, combined with the ability to transform, it seems only natural that we'd get a moment like this.
Even now, my heart's still beating like a drum.
After Bulma asks him to distract Roshi for her, Oolong takes things one step further by turning into a bustier version of her, Playboy bunny suit included, before showing off the goods.
Can't you tell?
Number 3, pulling down Bulma's top. One of the most paused moments in all of anime, and yet another reason for Bulma to reevaluate his social circle.
Just stand right here, okay? And Master Roshi, if you could stand right over here for a second.
In order to overcome an invisible enemy, Krillin has the brilliant idea to make use of one of Roshi's legendary nosebleeds to expose the fight. How does he bring about such a nosebleed?
Okay, now!
By pulling down Bulma's top in full view of everyone. We doubt this technique would have worked as well against the likes of Frieza, but then again, you never know.
What is this? I'm completely covered.
Oh yeah, like a target.
No.
Number 2, Krillin's Golden Shower. There are a lot of WTF moments in the older Dragon Ball movies, but Dead Zone might take the cake. Not because Garlic Jr. or any of his cronies are particularly interesting, it's because a very young Gohan spends half of the movie drunk off his ass due to fermented apples.
It'll make you weird.
While that may not seem so offensive, the fact that he goes on to pee in Krillin's mouth for no reason, yeah, not gonna lie, that's just plain weird. Number 1, Bulma's final flash. The one moment in DB history that will live in infamy forever. One that we imagine Bulma would do anything to erase.
If you were to let me see your underwear.
You want to see my...
Master!
In order to get her hands on Roshi's Dragon Ball, Bulma agrees to show off her underwear, which she does, repeatedly. The real kicker here is that, for some reason, Bulma failed to grasp that she wasn't wearing underwear at the time, and as such gives Roshi more than an eyeful than he ever could have anticipated. Oh, Toriyama, you rascal.
There! Huh?
Hey! I give up! It's yours!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.